In news overseas, former U.S. president and frontrunner for 2024 GOP primaries is besieged with more indictments than he has impeachments. And as latest from DOJ Special Counsel Jack Smith charges with trying to defraud a legitimate president-elect and the overturning and stealing of the 2020 U.S. presidential elections. His legal team is seeking, among others, to have the judge in the D.C. federal court recused and block special counsel's request to limit sharing evidence this close to them to the public. As VOA's Veronica Balderas Iglesias explains.
A sham is how former President Donald Trump, who is running again for the job, described his latest indictment when he rallied on Saturday in front of his supporters in Columbia, South Carolina. Last week, he appeared in court for allegedly conspiring to overturn his presidential election loss in 2020. The prosecution will have a hard time proving that, argued Trump's lawyer, John Lauro, on ABC's This Week show.
Whether or not he was acting corruptly, whether or not he was acting with a consciousness of guilt with criminal intent, they'll never be able to prove that.
After Trump posted online what appeared to be a revenge promise on anyone who goes after him, prosecutors asked a federal judge to limit the information he and his team can publicly share about the case. The legal team has until Monday to respond. Lauro commented on CNN.
The press and the American people in a campaign season have a right to know what the evidence is in this case, provided that this evidence is not protected otherwise. So we're going to oppose it.
Former Vice President Mike Pence, who is also a presidential hopeful and could be called to testify in the case, explained on CNN why he rejected Trump's lawyers' requests to overturn the 2020 election.
No vice president or any one person should ever have the right to choose the American president. The presidency belongs to the American people and the American people alone.
Global reactions to Trump's legal challenges have been slow in coming. James Long, professor of political science at the University of Washington, isn't surprised.
Some leaders in specific countries have sort of internalized the wrong message from Trump's behavior thus far. But I think right now they're probably wise to stay quiet and let this process play itself out as they continue to try to have healthy diplomatic relationships with the United States.
Even though people abroad might be tired of hearing about it or think it might not be consequential, Trump's latest indictment should be taken seriously, according to Catherine Sicking, international relations specialist at Harvard Kennedy School.
If you don't have a democracy or democracy is weak, human rights are imperiled. So I believe that in the long term, if this is handled well in the United States, other countries will pay attention.
In her view, the issue could become an example of how the U.S. is able to overcome its problems using the law. Veronica Balderas Iglesias, VOA News, Washington.